Welcome to Call to Be a Voice. My name is Carolyn Cofield. Years ago, left-handed kids were forced to write with their right hand. Even in sports, children were forced to be right-handed simply because there was no equipment, no pitcher's gloves for those who were left-handed. Left-handed people write and even fight differently. Even spiritually, left-handed people who think outside of the box, who are non-traditional, unconventional, don't always fit in the right-handed religious settings and churches. You know, the ones where you often hear, this is the way we do it here, or this is the way we've always done it. Interpreted, they're really saying, we want a move of God, but we also want to control it. Jesus would have been considered a left-hand leader. See, he broke the man-made rules and religious traditions of men, eating with publicans and sinners, healing the sick on the Sabbath day, taking time to bless the children, ministering to those who others looked down upon, not those thought not worth saving, certainly not worth dying for. Jesus always went after the lost and the least and the last. Now, church is a public place. Many received the right hand of fellowship, but later received the left foot of disfellowship. Now, let me clarify. I'm not talking about someone acting out of rebellion, a rebel without a cause with an unharnessed, undisciplined, and unsubmissive spirit. But I'm talking about a spiritually left-handed leader, intercessor, or warrior, someone called and commissioned on a mission from the Lord. Jesus was always calling the comfortable out of their comfort zone, challenging religious, self-righteous spirits, confronting the works of darkness. Yes, Jesus would have been considered a left-hand leader. In the third book of Judges, during a time of great oppression, the Israelites sent a man named Ehud on a mission to take down the enemy, Eglon, the king of Moab. His method would be unique because there's different strokes for different folks. As a left-handed man, he made himself a special 18-inch dagger that he strapped to his right thigh under his clothing. Now Ehud comes to the enemy with a tribute, concealing his weapon in a less obvious place and position. Just like Goliath was not ready for David's rock, the king of Moab was not ready for Ehud. Someone would say, I've never seen it done this way before. With so many church service predictable and dictated by the clock, it's as if the service has lost its childlike element of surprise and spontaneity. The enemy knows our routine. He has years to analyze and memorize our weaknesses, our strategies. We have become creatures of habit, wanting revival, desperately needing a move of God's Spirit, but not willing to make any changes in our schedules, in our lives, in our regular routine. Bottom line, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Now Ehud presented the tribute to Eglon, the king. Afterwards, he returned to say that he had a special message for the king. Now King Eglon sent all of his attendants, including his bodyguards, out of the room. Now the king is sitting alone in the upper room of his summer palace. Ehud says, I have a message from God for you. Then he reached with his left hand, drawing out his sword with his left hand. He plunges it into the king's fat belly, because the Bible said the king was fat. Even the handle sunk in after the blade as the fat closed in over it. Ehud simply went out of the porch door and he locked it. When the servants came and found the doors locked, they thought the king might be in the restroom. But after an embarrassing while, they took a key and unlocked the door and found that, ding dong, the king is dead. Now Ehud, in the meantime, he escaped. He got a head start, blew the victory trumpet, calling forth the countrymen, leading Israel into battle, defeating 10,000 Moabites. Ehud became one of Israel's greatest judges, a spiritual reformer. Israel had peace, the shalom of God, for 80 years because of this left-handed leader. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God. But God is raising up those that can think outside of the box. It's not about human strength, the reasoning of man or man's power, but it's all about the presence and the Spirit of God and the calling that's on our lives. This is Sister C, praying that God will use you today in a very special way.